Breeze now on first down. Going to Woods, but that pass is intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll toss it out to Carson. He's got the first down here inside the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, first down Seahawks. On first down, it's Carson. Demario Davis there on the stop.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17.
Mike, 58 right there.
They run it with Carson. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Escaping the pressure right. He'll find Metcalf. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The Ram fans in this old stadium on their feet. 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Carson, and he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson with touchdown number 12 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Seahawks 7, Rams nothing. Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seahawks.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
Yeah, a little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off and not the ha-ha. That was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over.
Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
50 seconds to Mike. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Breeze under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Michael Kendricks coming in to drop him.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. Man open, it's Cup. He's got it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A great pickup there, 35 yards, and obviously the first down to go along with it.
First down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10.
Check back, check back.
Kill.
Check. Sammy.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And he's got the hook up here, it's Woods. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They've moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Check 25.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Bobby Wagner, the former second-rounder out of Utah State with a sack. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Here's Breeze. And that's going to be intercepted. Landon Collins, the Pro Bowl safety. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Touch 50.
Now it's Wilson. Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Demario Davis able to record his 5th sack of the season. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
15.
Right there, 56. Kill.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. 4th down, and out is the all-pro punter from a year ago, Michael Dixon, to punt for Seattle. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is away, and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20.
At their own 22-yard line.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Breeze. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Throwing is Wilson. can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Marching in for the sack, Michael Brockers. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Throwing on second and long. Wilson. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And the Seahawks, first down.
I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear.
On first down, Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
It's a gain of 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Here we go.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. This will be caught just inside the 10. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Now Myers for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Seahawks 14, Rams nothing. Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
That catch good for 5. It's third down.
It's a gain of 5.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's fourth down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Returnable for Lockett. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
He's going to take off with it. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
36 power.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. He's going to look deep for more. Oh, wide open, complete, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. David Moore, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember it as a player when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers. That meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. Now on 2nd and 13. Breeze. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. Give them 22 yards, and that's also where they snapped it from, the 22.
Result of the play, 1st down and 10.
Breeze now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it. And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we... And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Past the 20, 10, and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson. 75 yards. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house. Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 28-0. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
They're on 17-yard line.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Set! 95-56, 95-56. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there,
Breeze now on first down. He gets it to Gurley, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. Now Breeze. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now Breeze, maybe a free play. Going deep here for Bryant. And that'll be incomplete. The flag was down, so they took a shot, thinking it's on the defense. Let's see. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Breeze to throw again. Flushed out right. It's complete to Chris Conley. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Again, it's Breeze. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. He was looking for Josh Reynolds that time, but it's going to be 2nd down. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, there's a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter with his man or zone, deep ball, short ball. That was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. Now, Breeze again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Chris Conley, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off with great anticipation. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 11. After the interception, here's Wilson, sliding out of the pocket. That's caught by Hollister. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down, 2nd and right at a yard.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to spring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 3rd down. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. It's taken to the 26. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
57.
Breeze will try again on 2nd down. And Woods has it complete. And he caught that. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. It's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Again, they'll throw with Breeze. Gonna throw deep for, and he's got it. That's Kupp for a Ram touchdown. Cooper Kupp, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Rams are able to draw a bit closer. Zerline good with a PAT. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
They'll run on 1st down. Carson. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Let's go, Have me what you got. Give me some. Here we go.
They run again with Carson. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Seahawks on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. To throw is Wilson. Steps away to his Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And now the Rams have got it. Going the other way. The 20. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, LA. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. So hold the phone here, Charles. I've kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49.
Watch the slip. Turn it. Kill.
This is Carson. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. Corey Littleton, Pro Bowler for the first time a season ago, in to make the tackle.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 49-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Clay Matthews make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. There he goes, right side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, touchdown number 15 of the year. Yeah, the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. The extra point now coming from Myers. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the...
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Here's Breeze to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jadeveon Clowney, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Whip. Kill.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. That's going to set him back 5 yards. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
11. Check Mike 11. I'm coming.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And now here is another interception. Picked off near the 29, and he'll take this back down inside the 20. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down. They go play action here on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. And I think the ball's out, and that is going to skip out of bounds. So a break there for sure. They'll hold on to the possession at the 5-yard line.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. The Seahawks on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. They run the counter. It's Carson. Call it no gain on the play, so no help there. And now 4th and goal. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
The Rams take over first and 10.
Get ready.
At their own 25-yard line.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Easy, opposite. Kill. X3. 2X, tonight.
On 2nd and 12, Breeze. And his throw is incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Breeze. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Here's Johnny Hecker now, standing just outside his own goal line. .31 yards on the punt there. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now it's Carson. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 1st down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. That's a jet sweep into the hands of Metcalf. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Mike 58, right there. Here we go, let's bring it.
Now a give, right side. Carson, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and the big yardage all night long.
3rd and 15 here after the first and second down plays went in the wrong direction. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
That's on target, but it's no good. He had it online, but it came up just shy of the crossbar, and this score will stay right where it is.
Well, he's got a big leg, and when everything comes together, he can certainly hit from long range, but this one's going to come up just a little bit short. A very good effort, though.
Breeze now. Then he'll find his target. Woods, it's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Throwing on first down is Breeze. And that one's complete to Gurley. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout, as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Breeze. And my goodness, another interception. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. Accelerating, and off he goes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Great job, man. Keep getting those touchdowns.
Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
The extra point up and good, but this one was decided anyway, as that will be the final action in this ball game. So we had action to the very end of this one, the score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know, some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all the time, and they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
So for the Seahawks, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for L.A., they're squarely in play for next year mode now as they drop to 2-11. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.